Bob Comey is going to come up and speak from the Bridger-Teton Avalanche Center. And then Lynn will join us again to MC the rest of our event. Thanks, Bob.
Hello, can you hear that in the back? Great, I'm just going to give you a quick kind of summary of what's new for the upcoming winter. See if I got the right button here. All right, so what's up for the next season and our partners that are making that possible. And I'll talk about 4 things, some new weather stations, our partnership with Bridger-Teton National Park, and Bridger-Teton National Park Foundation, who has helped enable that. New website design, and a new product called Storm Tracker. So you might have read the paper. We put 2 new automated weather stations up in Bridger-Teton National Park. There was a fundraiser online by the whoops. How do I go back here? Red button. Okay, they crowdsourced. In about 2 weeks, they raised $25,000, which was enough to buy 2 stations. And we put them up in Surprise Lake. That's in the middle there. The 2 little weather vane things are the 2 stations. You can see Delta Lake to the northeast and Amphitheater Lake to the west. This is just a same image, aerial photography. You can see Surprise Lake and the 2 stations. One thing that was a challenge is Campbell Scientific no longer makes the tripods that we've used. So I had to fabricate those. I got a lot of help from Tom Spangler, who donated his time and ideas, and that was awesome. And then Mackenzie and the crew over at GH2O, a machine shop here in town, and we actually created those, and they're up there and they're working. So the Surprise Pinnacle is a wind station. It's at 9,770 feet. It gets wind data and also communicates down to the meadow below where the snowfall station is. For the wind stations, we're concerned about rhyming, communications, solar power, and wilderness. I mean, it is in the national park, so we do have to kind of take into account where we site these things with respect to the sensitivity of the environment up there. The second station is a snow station. It's in a beautiful little meadow. It's a little difficult in there for solar power, so we jacked up the batteries a little bit. And I think it's going to be a great station. If it's a good year, I think we'll bury it. We've got some extra equipment up there to raise it if we get that deep. We also put a snow stake, total snow stake, up in 1 Hour Meadow on the way to 25 Short. We'll put a storm board up there too, and we hope to have people crowdsource going by there, telling us what they see on the stake and on the snowboard, and that'll help us to get a handle on what's going on up in the park. A little do's and don'ts with the stations is if you get up to Surprise Lake and see one. What button is the little red dot?
The little green dot. It's that right there.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Lynn. So this is a crossbar here, and this is the total depth sensor. We need nice, smooth, undisturbed snow up there. So if you're up at our weather station, check it out, but don't go underneath the total snow depth station. If you see some snow on the solar panel, brush it off. It is glass and it is cold, so don't break the solar panels. And this is the interval board here, and unlike the snowfall stations at the resort that we go to every day and clean off, these will accumulate until the last time someone was there that cleans it off. So if you're up there and it's not cleaned off and it might be filled up all the way to there on that, just leave it, unless you've been trained by us, and that's easy to do, because we don't want these to break. It's really easy to push on this and break that off. And if that happens, let us know. We'll go up there and fix it, but it's 2 trips up there if we don't know what's going on, one to figure out what's going on, and then another one to come back and fix it. So what are the do's? Gently brush off the solar panel. If you see, tell us what you see on the interval board, and tell us what you see on that total depth stake. Try and do that without disturbing the snow around it. The 25 Short panel, and so I put in here citizen scientist. If you're interested in doing a little bit more and helping us, like clean off a snowboard, which would be helpful, just get in touch with us beforehand. We'll set up a program, find out who you are, and you need a density tube to go up there. We'll get you a nice dry density tube, and we'll teach you how to do that. But we don't want people cleaning off the board. We're going to be guessing how much snow is up there by the remote instrumentation, and that amount of snow and the weight of that snow on that interval when it gets cleaned off will tell us how good we've been guessing and help us to guess better as we move forward. Unlike the stations at the resort, these won't be visited on a daily basis, and what we'll really be looking at up there is total snow height. So let's just say it was 60 inches, and then 24 hours later it's 63 inches. Well, that, intuitively say that's 3 inches of snow. Well, there are circumstances where that could be up to 9 inches of snow. In the total snow height, it's very typical to get 1 to 3 inches of settlement per day. And during a storm period, especially if it's light density snow, and you've had a lot of light density snow underneath that, you get settlement during the storm. So it could look like 3 inches up there, but it could actually be 9 inches or anything in between. So for those that religiously look at the instrumentation at the resort, like Raymer and Rendezvous Bowl and Mid, this is a little different interpretation, and we'll all learn how to interpret it and know when to go up there and get the good pow. So moving on to our partnership with Grand Teton National Park. They've hired a person for the winter, and that person's an Avalanche technician, and I'm very happy to say we had some great applicants for that, and the park ended up hiring Lisa Van Sciver, and she'll be a full-time seasonal employee, employed by the park, and working with the Avalanche Center on a daily basis. We hope to have more presence in the park, better information about what's going in the park, and enhance our Teton forecast for conditions in the park. So we really appreciate the partnership with the National Park Service, and we really appreciate Grand Teton National Park Foundation, which is enabling this to happen. So hats off to those guys. We're working on a new design for the website. It's coming real soon, within the next couple weeks. We're really close. It's a new design. It's going to give better definition or better navigation, and a lot of the products are going to be smartphone friendly. The URL that I put up there is our test site. Just put DEV in front of jhavalanche.org, and you can see what it's going to look like. There's a lot of test data in there, so the stuff in there isn't good. There's a lot of links that don't go anywhere. We're in the finalizing that. When we do finalize it, it will go live, and it will be just jhavalanche.org, and it'll be a new look. So there'll be some glitches with that as we start off, so a little patience. And then finally, testing in progress. We hope to get that launched in the next couple weeks. These are some products that we had last year. This is the Storm Pack Tracker. How many people are familiar with that or use that? Raise your hands. Some. Patrick's talk will talk about that in his analysis of last year's December drought layer. And this is another product developed by Patrick and Toby Carmen. And Jason's talk coming up will talk about load on a weak layer as we go in time after that has gone. And this is an excellent resource. We use this. This is 1, 3, 5, and 10-day total SWE going in time. And it's a great way to monitor the load on weak layers. This is a great way to see those weak layers form and to monitor them through the season. And then lastly, we're going to make a new product called Storm Tracker. It's similar in format to the Snowpack Tracker, but it'll be more on the most recent storm, the most recent days, whether it's 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, you'll have that option. And what was the relationship between temperature and snowfall, wind and snowfall? Is it upside down? Is it right side up? You can glean all that by going to the raw data. But this will give it a good graphical display, make it really easy to look at and go, hey, the storm started cold and ended warm. We got a lot of wind, but the wind blew before the snow came in. So those are our new products, and thanks, everybody.